Well, hi everyone. I'm John Ritland, and this is my review of AEW Dark, the Empty Arena Indie-rific Edition. What do I mean by that? They took a bunch of talents that had not been seen on AEW TV sans one woman and said, hey, base some members of our roster, get your names out there, do what you can. Hopefully hopefully being on this kind of platform can help you. And some of these talents have been around for quite a bit, but they just haven't been on a stage like this. And I love it. Old school studio wrestling with cleaner imagery and stuff like that. It just was really, really nice. Old school studio wrestling in a modern setting. And was everything perfect? No, but 50 minutes, 6 matches, this is exactly what it needs to be. If they're going to be doing these empty arena shows for a little bit, and this is how they want to do it, use independent talents like this, I'm all for it. Like, honestly, this is great stuff. I will be much more praising of Dark if they decide to do this stuff and not just have long matches for the sake of long matches. So, Taz and Excalibur on commentary, and we had Dasha as a ring announcer, and we had Jake Hager versus a guy named Joe Alonzo. Not familiar with him. Apparently, in his intro, Dasha says he does everything for the views. Okay, that's cool, whatever, using social media, that's great stuff. And, he got in a few moves, but really it was just Hager being dominant, and he does the head and arm triangle choke and chokes him out, from a sitting position, chokes him out on the ground. Good idea. Use it that way, not standing. Use it on the ground, and it's much more effective. We then had Matt Sells and John Cruz with Skylar Moore. Skylar Moore was featured against Awesome Kong a couple months ago. I think it might have been back in January, might have been December. It's kind of mixing together a little bit, but I was impressed with what she did. Even though she basically got squashed, I was like, okay, cool. Good to see her here. She was a valet here, or a manager, for Matt and John. And then they took on Dustin and QT Marshall. And Brandy Rhodes, of course, was there. They're called the Natural Nightmares. So, all right. And Skylar, good. I hope that she can maybe get featured in some more matches and stuff like that. They need more women. Signing her wouldn't hurt. Signing her down the road, or maybe soon. Maybe even sooner than that, especially once all this stuff blows over. You know the stuff I'm talking about. Skylar did get involved at one point. QT Marshall got beat up a bit. Then he makes a hot tag and double team. It was like this reverse. It was like a cutter, a reverse slam into a cutter. And there we go. They got to 3. So, of course, Dustin and QT were going to win. All the established talents won. And then we get Sean Spears with Tully and Robert Anthony, who apparently is a 20-year vet, and Christ, it shows. And I mean that with the utmost, of a compliment. This guy really looked like he belonged right there. And I mean, it's just nice to see where, hey, yeah, he's maybe worked in smaller promotions and stuff like that, but he made the most of this and did pretty well. And they took on SCU, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian. And it was good stuff. Spears did get targeted for a bit. Anthony did shine some and did pretty well. There were a couple miscommunications where Sean was actually on the wrong of that. He was the one that was doing all... ended up hitting his tag partner when he shouldn't have. It's like all this miscommunication, but he blames him. And then there was a rolling Death Valley driver by Anthony just for 2. Spears is like, you know what, after a bit, fuck it, I'm done. I'm done with this. And then we get the best Meltzer ever, the moonsault into the, the tombstone, 1, 2, 3. That was kind of funny. And then Spears beats up Anthony afterwards, and a C4 to him, his version of Death Valley Driver. We then get Shug D versus Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford. Quick start. Shug D does do some good stuff here. Penelope does get involved, hitting a nice drop kick in the corner. We then get a couple near falls and a grounded octopus stretch taps out Shug D. If it seems like I'm getting through this stuff awfully quick, it's because they're mostly squash matches and there isn't all that much to them. We then get Brandon Cutler versus Colt Cabana, so we get 2 stars. I mean, well, Brandon's been featured on TV, and Colt Cabana, Colt Boom Boom Cabana, easy for me to say. We get some comedy here, and we get with some good wrestling. Brandon tries, but he ends up getting hit with the elbow, and then Superman pin, 1, 2, 3. So there we go. That's the end of that right there. But one more match. Corey Hollis and Mike Reed versus Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. Interesting team. I don't... The bad concrete rose? The bad boy rose? I don't really know what you called him, because you got the bad boy and the concrete rose. Don't know why Janela had so much pyro. I don't know why there was so much pyro on this in general. Maybe just cooled on the pyro and don't waste that and use it for the crowd. But I digress. Decent enough tag work. This was kind of a bit comedic, and it was pretty obvious who was going over. The not the job guys, but the indie guys didn't really get all that much offense in, though there were a few shots. In the end, Joey Janela dives off of Sonny Kiss, and then the leg split that Sonny hits off the ropes. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. They get the victory. So that's really about it right there. I'm not going to grade these these empty arena shows. I don't think it's necessarily fair there, but I think AEW is grasping the concept of it, and WWE is also grasping the concept. So it's good, and hopefully it's just for the short term and all this stuff does blow over. But I will say AEW has knocked it out of the park with these last two shows, with Dynamite last week and Dark this week. So yeah, it was a fun show though. This is the best edition of Dark that I've seen. So agree, disagree what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.